Welcome
to the Healthier Together podcast
by Body and Brain Centers.
We have a guest today.
We have a beautiful guest today. And she's a director of Sun Institute, Master Bama.
Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
What should we talk about today?
I heard about it. You were interested in energy.
Very interested in energy.
Yes.
So you're the director of Sun Institute.
That's
so
right.
What does that do?
Actually, the Sun Institute is the holistic health vocational school located in New Jersey. And I'm the director for the educational program for massage school and yoga therapy and healer schools.
Oh, and you are one of the regional director of Body and Brain.
Yeah, that's right.
So it is very perfect that we can hear from you about what is energy.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
She's a really great trainer. She runs a lot of national workshops too.
Oh,
So, energy.
energy.
Is it important?
How can we say no? It is very, very crucial and very important. Without energy, what can we made of?
Right. By the way, we are talking about the energy of the electrical energy, or we are talking about the ki or chi.
Have you heard of chi?
Oh yes.
Of course, we've heard of chi.
Yes.
Ki, and then how about in Korean? It's pronounced.
We call that ki.
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 So, Korean, K, ki.
Ki.
Chinese pronunciation, right, is chi,
Chi.
with the
That's
CH. So you can remember it easily that way. Right. So we're talking about that. We're not talking about electric energy.
Right. That's one. Maybe
Physics.
somebody else can do that, even if I practice the physics. But today, I would like to talk about vital energy, chi or ki energy.
That
Vital
is great.
energy.
Yeah.
Good one. So, what is energy? Is there a simple way that you define energy for people who are new to it?
Oh, okay. So let's suppose to think there is a train track and train and station. So train runs on the train track only, and then stop by the stations. So in our body, we have a similar system, which is called Meridian system and also acupressure points. Do you know how many Meridian system channels that we have in our body? If you are a normal human being.
I have an idea.
Okay, tell me about it.
12?
And how many acupressure points, guess?
I have some idea too. 365?
Oh, you guys are very well prepared to give the answer.
That's right. Those are some very interesting numbers.
It is, because the human body is considered as a microcosmos, just like the yearly system.
Yes.
So, like a whole year calendar, something in the body is responding in the same way each year.
That's right. And also 365 acupressure points are like a station. So usually the stations, what does that do for human transportation system is the people get in and then get out.
Right.
So energy in the body flows along the meridian channels just like a train track. And then the acupressure points are the gate to receive energy and release the energy. So that's why in the body and brain yoga training, we train the meridian channels and acupressure points.
What does it mean to receive energy and release energy? Like, why is that important?
Very good question. So when you feel, actually when you receive the love from parents or your loved one, so we feel very energized and being nurtured and cared. That's a form of energy. So what if you don't receive anything from your people, surroundings, you feel lonely and weak and it's like tired.
Some people would probably say, "Oh, that sounds like psychology," but you're saying it's like energy. It's like a real thing. What's the difference between psychology and energy?
Wow, very profound question. So, so energy.
Not too profound, I hope.
Literally, energy is running in our body.
In the body.
Yes. So meridian system, meridian channel is actually thinner than hair.
Oh.
So that's why until let's say 10 years or 2 decades ago, the science couldn't prove it because it's an invisible system. Yeah. But definitely it runs in our body and also it maintains our life system. So psychology and the energy I would say it cannot be separated because energy is the consciousness and your thoughts involved, and then that creates the emotions through the neurotransmitter.
And that changes something in your body.
Exactly.
And I think when we talk about energy, we also talk about how changes in the body can affect the mind directly.
Absolutely.
So it goes both ways.
It is, yes.
And then through the thin meridian channel, like huge energy flows.
Exactly. Right.
So physically it's small, but energetically it can have a great channel for energy to flow.
So that's why many people, when they come to the body and brain center, their meridian channel has been blocked or weak, worn out, disconnected. So through the exercise, we wanted to rebuild, heal, and purifying the energy system. So that way energy run very smoothly. Just like if train track is traffic jammed or broken,
Traffic jam.
the train cannot move. So then people in the train can complain. So that's why our body tend to behave
Yeah, they
cranky.
complain a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, what damages those meridian systems? Like if you say people come in and exercise is helping them repair the system, what has caused the damage to those meridians in the first place?
So several facts, I would say. First, lack of movement.
Lack of movement, okay.
Today's life, very much a sedentary life system, sitting on chair for a long period of time and lack of movement. Even they tend to park the car as close as to the
Yes,
building.
we want to park our car as close to as possible.
Right. So
Or just eat in the car,
It
go
is.
through the drive-through,
it
not get out
became
of the
very
car.
lazy lifestyles, but
Yeah.
as you know, our body is designed to move the mobile device. So that's why lack of movement definitely can make our meridian system weak and also blocked. And the second fact, I would say, stress.
Oh, yeah.
As you know, the stress can affect our autonomic nerve systems, sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve system. So that also affect our energy flow because your mind moves your energy and vice versa.
Now I have a question. What if somebody has never experienced energy? How would they know if they can feel energy or what it should feel like? Is there a way that you can explain it to somebody who's new to it?
Okay, so have you had a girlfriend?
Yeah.
So then,
That's it?
Let's
Just feel
see.
the energy?
So do you feel your girlfriend's energy?
Yeah, definitely.
How do you feel the energy?
Sometimes it's very loving and everything's nice, and sometimes there's a little emotion, and sometimes the energy
Conflict, right?
a little conflicted.
He's turning red. That means he's feeling lots of energy now. Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to be put on the spot.
So I would say the energy is something that when you focused, your attention goes there. Just like when you hold the magnifying glass, if you want to get the fire, you have to stay focused. If you keep moving the magnifying glass, hard to make a focal point, and then hard to gather the sunlight, and then hard to make the fire. So in order to feel the energy, I would say definitely we need to focus. But then if we don't want to focus on something that I supposed to focus, definitely you don't feel it. So that's why whether we like to focus on negative things or positive things, anyway, energy will be gathered.
So it is interesting that you talk about the magnifying glass.
Yes.
So you need to choose something that you want to focus on.
It is.
And then you need to maintain the focus for a certain time.
Yes.
Ah.
However, in order to focus on something, definitely you need a strength and then also practice how to focus. So these days, so many people are very distracted by many random thoughts.
Smartphones and
Exactly.
internet, lots of things that distract our attention.
Is there a way that we can know if we're distracted? Because sometimes it's hard to tell, right? We think, oh, this is my normal routine, I'm focusing. Right. But then what kind of practice tells us, oh, I need to focus more if I'm going to feel the energy?
Right. In this body and brain training, how we can distinguish that I'm focused or not by checking your forehead temperature. Would you like to check your forehead temperature?
Forehead temperature.
Is it warm or cool? Do you have something to say?
It's warm.
Warm.
Yeah.
Oh, mine, very cool. No problem.
Can I?
No.
So normally when energy runs in our body very naturally, so our brain is supposed to be cool, and then
I
our
see.
belly is supposed to be warm. However, when energy flow become reversed, it goes opposite. Hot-headed, cold belly. So that's how we could have the sickness.
Right. Nobody wants to be hot-headed.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why I would like to introduce one energy spot that we can practice in our daily life, which is called 단전.
단전.
Danjan.
단전.
Yes. 단전 is located below the navel. Can you see my belly?
I can
quite.
see you.
Here.
Wow.
And then 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches inside. Sometimes more than 2 inches inside, depends on the cushion.
The built-in
Little
cushion.
extra space
yes,
here.
right.
That's okay.
So that's the location of energy center. In Oriental medicine, that energy center is very critical, and also the energy boosters that we can activate by doing one simple exercise. So make fists, and then tap your belly.
Oh, tap the 단전 point.
That's right.
I see.
Tapping. Now, some people know about tapping, might be familiar. For other people, this might be the first time that they have ever seen tapping.
Right.
What should they know about tapping? Is it a normal practice?
Very like a typical exercise that we can do in the like a body and brain yoga training. So for example, when you tap here, this area become more softer, like a tenderizing,
Right.
like a tenderizing meat, right? And then this area, blood flow become more active. So then the muscles can be loosened up. At that time, Meridian channel can be more activated. So that's how the energy flow become natural. So that's why tapping whole body can help you to open up the acupressure points. Since you don't know where is what, and 365.
Just tap anywhere.
Exactly.
Now, some people might worry. Are they going to hurt themselves if they tap too hard?
As long as you have a good sense of ability to feel how much strength that you need to tap your body, you will know this is enough the stimulation or not.
So you don't have to worry.
I don't think so. But if you are pregnant, you might want to avoid tapping your lower abdomen,
Sure,
but maybe rubbing or just gently massaging.
Yeah, right. It naturally connects to that. When you have low back pain, then naturally, without our knowing it, we tap. Oh,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Our hands
tapping.
know what to do.
Yeah, so I think it is really connected to our basic life, basic instinct.
But the best is if you have somebody, you can ask them, tap my back, tap my shoulders.
Keep
Wow.
going.
No problem?
No problem.
Okay, the rest of the video is just going to be us tapping our back.
And
So,
also making sound is really good for releasing the stagnant energy.
Right. Yeah, but if you are the first time visitor of Body Brain Center, and then if you see that without your knowing it, and then you see people, dozens of people tapping their 단전 and saying, it might look a little bit weird.
Little weird.
on you.
That's right.
Yeah.
But people say weird. I would say it's a very unique signature exercise. Only body and brain does this tapping exercise. So please feel free to stimulate your body. It is awakening your energy center.
Now, that's a good point because Body and Brain has been doing this kind of exercise for 20 years, 25 years in America, every class, so it's very familiar to all of our practitioners. And these days, I see a lot of other practices are starting to do tapping.
Right.
Right.
Have you heard of EFT?
Yes.
Emotional freedom technique, I think. So now that's very popular. That's also tapping. So very similar, right?
Right.
That's right. So it depends on where you stimulate, how strongly, how often, how regularly you do it. So it will give a huge amount of self-healing method.
Right. So as you tap your 단전, then you have no choice but to be focused on your body.
Exactly. That's the
Right?
point.
Yeah.
So that's why when you are stressed out or cranky, depressed, lost hopes and dreams,
That sounds
don't know
very
what to
familiar.
do, then make fist and then tap
Tapping.
the center of your body. So literally, actually, this 단전 is located in the middle of your body, upper and lower, left and right, front and back.
Center in the physically.
And so many people get uncomfortable here or in their lower back.
Right.
And then what do? Like a lot of people go to the chiropractor, which is great. But just adjusting the spine, if you don't improve the condition in here, it's going to have a limited effect.
That's right. So I would say this is the spine, this is your 단전, core. Okay. So if the 단전 is not strong enough, there's no supporter system, so then your back will be. Okay. So that's why strengthening your 단전 core through the body and brain training, so you will be able to improve your back strength tremendously.
And so does it help opening the meridian channels and acupressure points?
Oh yes. Okay. During the class, you will experience the multiple meridian stretching exercise. We call that do-in exercise. It looks like a yoga stretching exercise, but most of the meridian channel exercises are designed by this symptom based.
Okay. So I heard that the 12 meridian channels are connected to each organ that we have.
That's right.
So then you say that we have some stretching exercise to stimulate specific meridian channel.
Yes.
Can you show us like one example to people?
Okay. So let's say, can you point this way?
Yep.
And then stretch. And then so slowly bring your arms to the side and then look away. Yeah, you are raising your index finger, right?
Well, it's like dabbing.
That's right.
In this finger. Okay.
Oh,
And
very
then-
simple.
So where do you feel?
Neck.
Of course, definitely fingers, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
then return the other way. Now, actually, this is the exercise for your large intestine.
Oh,
Large
This
intestine?
is for your large
I
intestine.
thought I felt something in my large intestine.
Yes. So actually, the large intestine, the meridian channel flows along from here all the way, and then passing the elbow, and then all the way up to your shoulder, and then corner of your nose.
Oh, really?
Have you heard about it? When you get headache, migraines, people say press this point.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's
yes.
kind of a famous point, right?
Can I press?
Yes. Ooh,
And
ooh.
then the elbow
Smile, David, smile.
here. So 2 points are the same, the meridian channel, which is the
okay.
large intestine. So then why we get headache, migraines? Because large intestines, this area, like 1/3 of blood volume is here. When this area is blocked, definitely blood flow, oxygen flow to the brain is not good
I
enough.
see.
So that's why we get headache, migraines. That's why when you press this point, it will be very helpful to release your migraine headache. So this index finger, look away. So what you feel is stretching feeling in your arms and fingers. Return with the breathing and the other way. And return. So you are activating large intestine.
Wow,
Okay.
it feels like I can feel something here.
There's
Yeah.
something moving.
Right.
Yeah, I could
So-
hear something there too.
Actually, so 12 meridian channel exercise with the 12 기공 postures that we teach in the middle of class. So that's why body and brain, yoga and tai chi.
Now, a lot of people might wonder, does an exercise like this really, is it enough to make my body healthy? Don't I need to go to the gym and work out for 45 minutes in order to be healthy?
Very good question. So at the body and brain yoga, we teach 1 minute exercise in every
1
hour.
minute exercise.
So people think, oh, 1 minute, how does it work? And it's long enough? Yes. Even 1 minute or 2 minutes, very intensive bursting exercise can activate BDNF. Have you heard about it?
BDNF.
Yes. Brain driver, and
I could take a shot at it.
neurotrophic factor.
Whoa!
Which is a protein in the brain which can enhance the memory and focus, and also the creativity system. So which is very, very important form of a protein. So through the science and research, they said just 1 or 2 minutes very intensive exercise can improve those brain functions. So that's why I highly recommend any students, before you have a test, just 1 minute squats or push-ups.
Great idea.
It is a
That
great
kind of-
idea.
Yeah, and also after that 1 minute of exercise, I think you tend to feel less
It
anxiety
is, yes.
and, of course, less fatigue.
Yeah.
That's really amazing.
Right.
And if you do that every hour, you can change your whole day.
That's right.
And also study shows that, the HIIT, hyper intensity interval training is really beneficial, like as much as you do 45 minutes of cardio training.
I just read another study which is similar but a different factor. It said that for healthy aging, The most important thing is not doing a long workout 2 or 3 times a week. It's just basic movement regularly every day. They said for every 10 minutes of movement, even if it's just getting up and walking, all the factors associated with heart health are improved. And 10 minutes of sitting makes all those markers decrease, so more likely to have heart trouble. So just moving regularly is really helpful.
Right. So one thing I want to add my personal sharing, I have lost 30 pounds.
30 pounds. 30.
30
Wow.
since last July.
Pretty amazing.
Just 1 year, right? But then many people ask, how did you do that? So I would say, very focused breathing and 1 minute exercise and do good things for people. Good
Breathing
things.
exercise, 1 minute exercise, and also to sharing and giving to
That's
other
right.
people.
Yes.
Can you share the statistic you said about how much of the fat is released through metabolism? That was very interesting.
Right. So let's say out of 10 kilograms of fat, people, when they lose weight, lose fat, where does fat go? So scientifically proven facts said that we think the metabolic waters, such as sweats and poops and pees, so we lose a lot. But then from the research, only 16% of fat being burned through metabolic water.
16?
16,
1
6.
6.
Yeah. So that means 84% of fat being burned through, guess what?
I mean, it's amazing. What else could it be?
Right.
CO2, exhaling.
Exhaling. So 8.4 kilograms of your 10 kilograms you lost are released through breathing.
That's right.
And
That's
the
why
science has research has
it is.
shown this.
Right.
So that is how much important the breathing is important.
That's right. So that's why this practice, body and brain training, is energy and breathing based.
Right.
So in the world, the ladies and gentlemen, if you want to lose weight, if you want to burn your fat and gain more muscles, please come to Body and Brain Yoga and practice conscious breathing exercise.
Wow.
Excellent. It reminds me of your story of how you got started at the center. Didn't your friend tell you need to learn how to breathe?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
we didn't know
At that
how to
time, at that time, I was so worried about lots of worries and concerns about the future. I was deciding my career and future and everything. And then my friend came to me that, oh, you should learn how to breathe before you are worried about anything. So my first impression was, should I learn how to breathe? I am breathing well. And he said, no, honey, you should come with me. That is how I began this practice.
Consciously, we need to practice breathing because, like without eating, without sleeping, how many days can you survive?
Long time.
Without breathing, less than 2 minutes. Right?
Right.
And
Very
then
critical.
the other thing is if you change the way you're breathing, the rest of the day, even while you're asleep at night, you've changed the way that your body is working 24 hours a day because we're never not breathing. So even a tiny improvement in the way you breathe changes everything in a huge way.
Right. So through the breathing exercise, we can also regulate the brain waves, heartbeat, and body temperature. So that's why managing your breathing is actually many healing process, like such as diabetes, hypertension, and the anxiety, depression, and also the body tension that you can reduce.
And it also, the right breathing calms us down.
Yeah,
Peace of
absolutely.
mind.
Right.
So through breathing, we have access directly to our nervous system, right?
Yes.
In a way that we don't through our heart or directly through our brain, but with breathing we can change it. It's really like our access code.
Right. So in order to breathe deeply well, so as we talked at the very beginning, that we need to understand the energy. So by opening the Meridian channel, actually we can breathe deeper and better. So one of the exercises that I mentioned, the tangent tapping, will help you to make your belly flexible. So then when you push out your belly, your diaphragm drops down, so that you can achieve more oxygen.
So natural, deep breathing without
Yeah.
forcing it.
Yes, you are making more capacity in your lungs. So that's why moving your belly in and out deeply is a form of a deep breathing.
Fantastic. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
Thank you so
welcome.
much for your
Yes.
time. It was really valuable.
Anybody located, can you explain where exactly you're located for anyone in the region?
I work in Westchester, New York. So about an hour distance from the Manhattan city. And if you are working or living around that Westchester County area, so I'm willing to see you and then help you to breathe deeply and then bring the peace of mind in your life.
And you can also visit this website.
Oh,
yeah.
this website. Actually, in the description below, we're also going to put her contact info so
That's
you can find out where she is and do some training with her.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
감사합니다.
See you next time.
Please don't forget to leave your comment and subscribe to our channel.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.